grew up in a very small town. My parents were very protective of me, but they did not really get along with each other. I was raised by my grandparents, but my parents loved me, you know, the kind of love that suffocates you. And they were all about me. I mean, I'd like to believe that they actually loved me, except they never said it out loud. My father is a mathematician, and naturally, he expected me to be just like him. I mean, the apple can't fall too far from the tree, right? But little did he know this was a different orchard altogether. He homeschooled me, and he would often say things like, "You don't even understand this simple problem. You're too stupid to be my daughter." And I believed him. I genuinely believed that I wasn't worthy of his affection because I was not good at math. I was not into math and sciences. If you can't already tell, I loved languages. I had a passion for languages, and I loved stories. I read a lot of fiction. I started writing poem at the age of 12. Not really my best works, but it was a lot of fun. When my father was building this world of cosines and pi around me, I was building characters in my head. I loved building characters. When he wasn't around, I would be whoever I wanted to be. Fast forward 10 years, I fell in love, but I was soon made to realize that I am not really the wife material, because, to quote Cardi B, I don't cook, I don't clean, and I don't really deserve the ring. Because that's expected of you. In order to be a good wife, you have to know these certain things. So I believed that I didn't deserve to be loved. I didn't deserve to be someone's wife. Fast forward another 3 years, I fell in love once again. And this time I was made to realize that I don't look like a Las Vegas girl. I don't have the look. I don't have full lips. I don't have breasts and hips and all that. I'm very petite, and I was offered money to get them done. I refused, clearly. But I believed that I am never gonna find love because I'm not worthy of it. I'm not perfect in any way. You know, Brené Brown once said, "One day you will tell your story of how you overcame what you went through, and it will be someone else's survival guide." Now, she believes in telling our tales. She believes in the power of vulnerability because there is something to it, right? Once we talk about the things that we've been through, it somehow empowers us, sets us free. I realized, according to my therapist, I was struggling a lot as a young adult because I didn't really receive any affection from my father. And I was trying to seek validation from older men in order to fulfill that emotional void created by my father. And I was trying hard. I was trying so hard that I forgot to love myself. I began to love someone so much that I wasn't even my priority. I wasn't even on the list. So in those relationships, they lied. And I believed them. They cheated. I didn't say anything. They abused. I listened. Because I thought I deserved it. Somehow, this is all my fault. There is something wrong with me. So in my last relationship, I was asked, "Babe, if I give you $10,000 right now, what would you change about yourself?" I was appalled. I was not expecting that question. But in the back of my head, I thought, wow, I really need to change myself, the way I look physically, to earn this man's love. And I remember I called my mom and I was crying on the phone, and I told her I want plastic surgery. And my mom said, if you change the way you look, perhaps he will like you a little more. But will you be able to love yourself? And that's when I said, no, because I'm going to have to look at myself in the mirror every day, and I will be reminded that I was flawed. And I changed the way I looked because this man never really loved me for who I am. I was in love with him, and according to I'm no expert, but he was the one I looked up to. I respected him. I wanted to be the perfect girlfriend. I wanted to be his perfect girl, his dream girl, just the way I wanted to be my father's dream child, the perfect daughter. When I finally broke up with him because I was losing myself, I had lost all my self-esteem, I remember crying on my friend's shoulder and asking him, what is wrong with me? Why can I not find love? And he said, that's because you're looking for it everywhere else but within yourself. We don't know why people do what they do. We can't predict them. We can't predict situations. We can't control our surroundings or events. Sometimes bad people do bad things just because they can. I'm not saying that my ex is a bad person, not necessarily, but he was not good for me. And that's where it comes. It's not really you. Why people behave the way they behave has nothing to do with you. It might be due to their own insecurities, because they want to satisfy their own ego, or they just don't care about others' feelings, but it has nothing to do with you. And then comes the final stage of the grief cycle, as they say, the most talked about stage, acceptance. Accepting everything that has happened to you. As I said, there is some power to it. The moment you start speaking out loud about the things you've been through, it sets you free. So yes, it's very important to just realize I was in an abusive relationship. I was heartbroken. I was depressed. All of that happened to me, and I accepted. I no longer want to stay in denial and keep thinking about, I could have done something differently. I could have changed him. Do people really change? We don't know that. Perhaps they do, but I can't keep waiting for that magical moment to arrive when this person realizes how amazing I am, and it's too late because I've already lost myself. It's not your job to change someone. It's not your job to wait for that long to make them realize they're about to lose you. Because by that time, you're gonna lose yourself. Now, the tricky part, falling in love with yourself. It's not easy, it's a long process. It's day by day, week by week, month by month. And it's isolation. It's spending a lot of time with yourself. It's taking yourself out on dates. It's buying yourself flowers and gifts. But you have to learn to enjoy your own company. It's kind of like how Dory says, just keep swimming, you're alone. The flow was against you, but now you have to learn how to dance with the flow. Because this is the only way that's going to make you see yourself as who you are. And you don't need anyone to complete you. You are whole. You are who you are. And there is no need for someone else to show you how amazing you are. Now, I remember I was asked to tell my story on a stage for an audience and had said, you know what, I'm not going to stand here and talk about how someone broke me. One day I will be whole and I will talk about how I built myself again. And here I am telling my story. Now we're going to do something really interesting, positive affirmations, and you have to repeat this after me, okay? I love myself the way I am. I believe in myself. I will stick to my goals. I will be patient. I will get there one day. I am worthy. I am enough. And we are going to end this talk with a poem about acceptance. I'm not comfortable with anyone who's not comfortable with my story. Our stories make us who we are. I was young. I was selfish. I was foolish. I was adamant. I was naive. I was in love. I was confused. I was terrified. I was threatened. I have been pushed and shoved. I'm no longer comfortable with anyone who doesn't want me for me. I come packaged pretty with all my personalities, and you have to learn to love it all. It took me a long time to be comfortable in my own skin. I learned to walk in my own shoes. I learned to take it all in. No, I won't let you in unless I know you will accept me. There will be no judgments. There will be no, why did you do this? Because I've spent hours and hours trying to explain myself, but I don't owe any explanations. I have learned them the hard way, but have learned my lessons. No, I won't show you how vulnerable I can get unless I know I won't be taken advantage of. There was a time I would fall hard and fast. No, I won't fall now unless I think it will last. No, you won't be in my life if you don't know my place. Or I'll know the right one this time because I've seen the wrong one's face. So many women are just afraid to be who they are. They're afraid to speak out, thinking, I don't want to sound crazy and lame. Oh, darling, think what you would like. I won't be one of them. I bear my scars with so much pride, and after all that, one day, I will be the perfect bride. No, I'm not comfortable with anyone who's not comfortable with my stories. My stories make me who I am. And if you don't want to understand them, well, then you're not worth giving a damn.